Hi everyone, I'm Mrs. Minge, Emerald and Talk here to review a Funko Pop as well as a Kids Meal toy because I went to go and see the live action How to Train Your Dragon. You can see he's peeking out. I got the Toothless from the How to Train Your Dragon Kids Meals. But first, we were going to be reviewing the only Monster High Funko Pop I wanted out of the new wave. Ghoulia's is fine, and Cleo is too tan. They had so much Cleo, it was insane. And I found ABBEY. I had her pre-order on Amazon, then I couldn't, the Amazon got pushed to July, so I canceled it when I found her at Box Lunch. I found, last month, Ghoulia and Cleo at Hot Topic, and then I was kind of disappointed, because I only wanted ABBEY, even though Ghoulia is not bad. There was so much Cleo at Box Lunch, it was insane. Nobody wants her, because she's literally too pale. Too pale. Here she is next to her Creep production. ABBEY and her Creep production. But just like I did with Claudine and Frankie, I will be having her side by side with her Mattel counterpart. Now, we would talk about How to Train Your Dragon. It's kind of a frame by frame, one-on-one, it's exactly like the original one that I grew up on when I was younger. I do have the Build-A-Bear from thrifting, but it's in the car. But I have this figure from, I think it was from the second movie. There was another figure I wanted of Toothless back in the day, but this was the only one I could find. I have the really cheap budget Stormfly and Toothless from those, I think they were they were like blind bags, but they weren't blind. They were blind bags that were visible. They weren't really blind, but I don't know where they're at, but I have another Toothless and a Natter / Stormfly figure. But this is my Toothless figure from when the second movie came out. Now, here's the Kids Meal bag for Burger King. It's got Toothless and the Monstrous Nightmare. And then it's got a maze on the back. I do have the crown. I got this last week. It looks like a Viking helmet. It's cool. Tom Nook is decked out with that and Jingle Ball antlers. Yeah. Here is the bag for the toy. It's got the instructions oh, you don't know how to shoot this out of his mouth. I have a childhood memory of going to New York New York. And if you guys know Lucy Liu, she voiced Viper in Kung Fu Panda. That's a connection to DreamWorks. I met her on Broadway when I was a little girl, back when How to Train Your Dragon 1 came out. And I also met Kelsey Grammer, Frasier from the show Frasier and Cheers. He also voiced in Del Toro's Troll Hunters show on Netflix. Guillermo del Toro, the director. His newest movie is Frankenstein, coming out this year. But I met Lucy Liu, I met Kelsey Grammer, and I got the Belch and Barth figure from the Happy Meal. That's the one thing I have in memory of that trip to New York, was the Belch and Barth. Why did they make Belch and Barth blue? I have no idea. But when the second movie came out, we had Frisbees. You push these. Also, they didn't color this, but you have the design on it, but they didn't color it red, because none of the toys have a pattern on them. Did not shoot that well, but Toothless. The wings are separate. You have to pop them in. The wings do move. See, they do come off like that, but you pop them in, like so. But the wings do, yeah, the wings do go up and down. Push your scales to shoot the fire blast. Yeah. Anyways, I had the memory of getting that toy, but back when the second movie came out, we got Frisbees. Overseas had actual figures of Hiccup and Toothless in the Happy Meals, and they were Hiccup and Toothless on their own. But overseas, they got those, and then they had Belch and Barth in the correct green. But in America, we had them blue. Now, I'm pretty sure I had Stormfly with Astra as a kid from the Kids Most from the first movie as well. But I do have the frisbee from the American release. But I do have the Stormfly figure for those budgety ones. I don't know where they're at. Maybe Stormfly's still underneath my bed a decade later, but who knows. Now let's review Retro Toys 80th Anniversary Mattel ABBEY. This is a cross between How to Train Your Dragon and Monster High. And now, Gerard Butler, the voice of Stoic. It's good that they got him back to be Stoic in the live action. There's nobody who can do it that can be Stoic other than Gerard Butler. Props to him, and props to Nick Frost from Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz and World's End, anything with Simon Pegg. Nick Frost did really good as Gobber. Come on. My friend met Nick Frost and Simon Pegg at Awesome Con in April. I helped them out. I told them about that con, and I got them to meet Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, two of their idols. Especially Simon Pegg. They are a huge fan of Simon Pegg. They did a photo op with them. He couldn't get a selfie with Simon Pegg. Sorry, I'm stuttering. He couldn't get a selfie with Simon Pegg, but he was able to get a selfie with Nick Frost. Gobber. Yeah. There's a lot of close-ups of Gobber in the movie, and a funny scene where he says something, I think, to Stoic. It was funny, but yeah. Back to ABBEY. I like that they, kind of sucks. I would have wanted Cleo if she wasn't freaking whitewashed. Funko whitewashed Cleo. That's the negativity of it all. It's like whitewashed Cleo. No, she looks really good. Like, there was one that had but a lot of the Abbeys have problems with the teeth. This one has a little it doesn't have flaw, but it's a flaw on her lip, sadly. Like a little dot on her lip. I can live with that, because the other one, they only had 2 in the store. They had 3 Cleo, a bunch of Cleo. But there was one that had the black paint of her dress was overlapping the strap of her dress. The black paint was overlapping the strap, so I was like, since they only had 2, I just had to deal with this one. This one didn't have the issue, but it looks iconically like ABBEY. I just tossed her on my bed before I continue, but I have her doll. Her plush doll. A little stained, but she was like that from the thrift, from when I got her I got her on Amazon, on eBay, so that's not my stain, that's an eBay thing, but got her years ago. But yeah, she's got the base, this helper stand, a flaw on the top of her headband. I mean, that's fine. Her hair is solid white. Apparently the headband is a completely different white paint from the hair. The earrings are very, very rubbery. Very rubbery. Iconic pose. She's got her little bag that hangs on top of her straps of her dress. She's got the keychain, the little keychain key. It's really hard to see because it's white, but the keychain key. And she's got her boots. You know, on the doll, it's on the doll, it's kind of like leg warmers that go on top of shoes. There. Whoops. Let me unzoom out. There's the Funko Pop next to the Mattel vinyl. Very, very similar. She's got all the colors in there. Basically, it's her inside of her hair is a bi-flag. Blue, purple, and pink. And like I said with the doll, they're like leg warmers that go over top shoes. Literally. But yeah. There she is with her creeper reduction. But yeah. Finally got my ABBEY Pop, and I'm very happy. Go and see How to Train Your Dragon live action if you're a huge fan of the movie when you were a kid. Because, that movie was my childhood. Literally. My God. I freaking teared up a little when the movie started. It's because I grew up with Toothless. I grew up with the original movie. But come on. Who doesn't love this guy? Who doesn't love this guy? Oh, he's such a good boy. Oh, but yeah. Bye, guys.